Thank you all very much. I'd like to begin also thanking the VSGA. Most of you know I didn't grow up in Virginia. I'm a northerner, grew up in Northeast Ohio, and when I moved to Virginia in 2011, 2012, I can't tell you how happy I was to find out about the VSGA and how great a program that they have, and the wonderful people that run the operation, handle the tournaments, all the board members and so forth that I've been able to meet. It's a wonderful organization. The state of Virginia should be very proud of the golf that they have in the state, and I'm happy now to be a Virginian, and hopefully I'll be for many, many years to come. Receiving the award for the second time, when I won it the first time at age 59, I think it was, and I'm competing against 50-year-olds, I thought, well, maybe this is it. It'll be the highlight of my career. Things begin to wane as you get into your 60s and so forth, and somehow I mustered up a pretty good season this year against great senior golfers in the state of Virginia. I was very fortunate to win some tournaments this year. All the matches were very competitive. The margin between winning and losing is so thin in the game of golf, and there could have been 3, 4, a half a dozen other guys standing up here this year, and it's just an honor to be fortunate enough to come through in a few instances and to be able to receive the award. And I'll look forward to probably somebody else being up here next year, but hopefully I'll be able to attend the event and cheer them on. I did want to have a few other thank yous, and I did have a story or two, and Matt told me, are you going to go over your 2 or 3 minutes? And I said, maybe I will. Everybody likes a good golf story, so I'll try and tell one here in a moment. Tim told some good stories about somebody being 14 under for 28 holes and winning some matches, but mine's a little bit more humorous than that, so hopefully after I finish a few more thank yous, I'll have time to say that, tell that story. But first thing, I want to thank my wife. She puts up with a lot when I leave town for tournaments and so forth. It's just the two of us in a rather big home, and I'm sure it's a little lonely there when she's not traveling with me, but occasionally we play courses like the Greenbrier, the Homestead or something, and she's happy to travel with me and so forth. But some of the faraway places are maybe not on our list, but for 26 years we've been married, and she's put up with my golfing and so forth, and she's my #1 supporter and an occasional caddy, and I thank her very much for all the wonderful years that we've had together. And I'd also like to thank my parents. I might have mentioned before, they got me involved in the game at an early age. And my dad played golf. He cut off a 7-iron. He got me started playing the game at age 3. And I've loved the game ever since. Had we not been members of Firestone Country Club when I was growing up, and fortunately at $40 a month for employees of the Tire and Rubber Company, you could be a member there, I might not have ever played golf. I enjoyed basketball, football, and the other sports, and we couldn't afford golf. It's obviously somewhat of an expensive sport, but because of that association with the country club, I was able to develop some skills through the years. Got me a golf scholarship as well as a scholastic scholarship through my educational efforts. So I was able to continue playing golf for quite some time, and God willing, I'll play for many more years to come. So I want to thank Mom and Dad up there for starting me in the game, Mom taking me to all the tournaments when I was younger and so forth, and hopefully they're still proud of their son today. So anyway, I did want to tell one story, and it's maybe 2, depending on how long they give me. And Carol will start the Jeopardy jingle here in a minute anyway, in Final Jeopardy. if I go on for too long. But I think Mike told me that he enjoyed the story I told the last time I was up here in 2015, so hopefully you'll enjoy this one as well. And Jeff Leishman's here, and the president of the club, Ned Fry, and John Hilter, our general manager, here. So it happens at Two Rivers Country Club, and it's not the one that you read about where Jeff and I won a match with a double eagle and that kind of stuff. This is a match we lost. I think it's a very good story, and I think it's the #1 story that Jeff and I tell whenever we're sitting around playing golf. And the reason I wanted to choose this today is a member at the club read the article. Chris did a wonderful job of asking some good questions. So he read the article and he says, "Dave, that was just a great story. You know, if you've got any other stories, like the year before, what was the highlight the year before?" And I said, "I'll tell you, the year before, I tell that story more than any other." So Jeff and I are playing one of those 4-ball matches at the club, and we get on the putting green, we meet the guys, we've never met them before. We know their handicaps. We know we're gonna, be giving a few shots. The one guy gets 26 shots, the other guy gets 28 shots. So, and we're playing the senior tees. So Jeff and I go, I don't know, it should be an interesting day. But we sign up for this tournament every year because we just love meeting new people, meeting new members, and the game of golf is all about friendships when it comes to the way I feel about it. So we get started. I'll quickly move to the 7th green. We're walking off the 7th green, and Jeff looks over at me, and we're 3 down. And he looks over at me and he says, "Dave, we got to pick up our game here. We're 3 down." And I say to Jeff, I says, "Jeff, there's 7 under through 7. I'd say we really got to pick it up." So anyway, we get to the 8th hole, and Jeff makes an eagle on the 8th hole. And I forget whether he reached, I think it was just off the green, he chips it in for eagle. They make birdie, they get a shot, they make eagle, we're still 3 down. We get to the 9th hole. I had a good drive out there, knock it on the green. I got 4 feet for eagle on the par 5. The guy hits it 180, 150, 150, 45 feet from the hole. He makes the 45-footer, 4 for 2, double eagle. So Jeff and I have just gone eagle, eagle on 8 and 9 and gone from 3 down to 4 down. Mercifully, we get to the 14th hole. We're 5 down with 5 to play. Jeff and I, we got to keep playing, buddy. And so we think, okay, this is a really difficult hole. Maybe we can win a hole, somehow shake these guys up. Reality has to set in at some point. By the way, they shot 24 on the front. We shot 29. So the last time we shot 29 and we're 4 down, I want to hear about it anyway. So anyway, we went to the 14th hole. We make birdie. They knock in a par. Again, they get 2 shots. They make the eagle. We lose 6 and 4. So why do I tell this story? It's because I love golf so much, and so does Jeff Fleischman, and we love playing with all types of golfers and so forth. Those guys, every time we see them, and we sent them an email afterwards to tell them how much we enjoyed playing with them that particular day, and it was wonderful to see guys way out of their element, and neither one of them shot actually below their handicap. They just fricked and fracked all day long, and they made some unbelievable putts, and that they say that's the best day of golf they've ever had on the golf course. And they say it really isn't because of the way they played and the way they beat us. It was the fact that 2 golfers that are pretty good players really showed how much they enjoyed playing with them that particular day. And they say it's the best day they've ever had on the golf course as a result of that particular match, and playing with a couple of guys that understand that the game of golf is a gentleman's game, and you can have just as much fun on the golf course, perhaps more, losing a match as winning a match. And I may have had a few wins and a few accolades over the years, but I've also enjoyed times when I haven't come out on top, to see the joy of somebody else winning, and whether it's at a high level or just at a club tournament and so forth. It's just the game of golf is great, and all the people you meet and the friendships you make and so forth. I'm sure it's made me a better person, and hopefully when people talk about Dave Pulk, it's not about whether he won, it's about how much they enjoyed playing with him, being with him, and maybe when I'm not at my highest skill levels anymore, they'll still say it's still a lot of fun to play golf. Dave Pulk.